tonight, this video showing a Blount County jailer assaulting an inmate led to a conviction and a sentencing. The former Blount County sergeant faced a judge today for that attack. Good evening, I'm Carly Lang.
And I'm Sherry Jackson. That video from 2022 surfaced this past August. CBS 42's Charlize Ramos has the sentence handed down from the judge.
This morning, Joseph Snow was sentenced to 10 years in prison for assaulting an inmate and received a 1-year sentence for violating his duties as a correctional officer. He will serve both of these sentences at the same time. Joseph Snow, seen here in this video attacking a Blount County inmate, received his sentence in court today. Snow will be facing a concurrent sentence of 10 years for second-degree assault and 12 months for failure of duty. Snow addressed the courtroom today, saying his reaction was inappropriate and has thought about it every day since. District Attorney Pamela Casey says Snow had assaulted another inmate prior to this attack and wanted the court to consider that.
This was a clear, intentional attack of a man in the booking area who in no way provoked him in any way. And what made it so much more egregious, in my opinion, was he radioed to Central and said, are you watching? So he knew what he was doing when he went over and attacked the victim.
The victim, Jonathan Calloway, suffered a broken nose and cuts on his face and head. Casey says Snow is currently being held at the Coleman County Jail and will be sent to the Department of Corrections for processing before being sent to prison. In Blount County, Charlize Ramos, CBS 42 News.
Good morning, and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. It's 7:30 a.m. bright and early right here at home on the range. Thank you so much for being here today, folks. I really appreciate it. All right, I feel great. I hope you feel good. I mean to tell you, I can hardly get up from sitting down, and I have to lay flat on my back. But the property looks awesome. I have been knocking it back for a couple of days, and it feels good. Yanking trees up with the front end loader. Taking care of business. Feeling good. And what in the... Okay. I guess we're going to... I hope you feel good. I hope you feel better than this guy looks. Okay. We're going to start our day off talking about a cop that obviously got hit with the ugly stick. Just kidding. He's an LMDC officer and he's been charged after police say he used his emergency lights to get out of traffic. I love doing this show for you guys. I really do. And he's been charged with official misconduct. Louisville. I can't believe I call it Louisville. I'm hopped up on coffee if you guys hadn't been able to tell. A Louisville Metro Department of Corrections officer was arrested after police say he used his emergency lights on his vehicle to get out of traffic. I love it. In June of 2025, Bradley Hansford was driving across the Clark Memorial Bridge when he activated both his spotlight and emergency lights on a vehicle ahead of him. After passing the vehicle, he turned the lights off and continued northbound into Indiana. Oh, man. The driver ahead of him was an off-duty St. Matthews police officer who believed he was about to be carjacked by Handsome Hansford, and he called 911. Once in Indiana, the off-duty officer followed Handsome Hansford into the West Banco parking lot in Jeffersonville and updated dispatch. Jeffersonville officers responded shortly thereafter. During the investigation, it was discovered that Handsome Hansford was involved in a similar incident the previous day on Witherspoon Street near River Road. See, I guarantee you he does it all the time. You know, lots of cops do. He activated his emergency lights and spotlight on a gray Ford Focus before the car pulled over, and Handsome Hansford just continued driving. What an ugly goofball. LMDC officers do not receive traffic stop training and do not have any authority to initiate traffic stops. They also require permission. Okay, apparently I'm not drinking enough coffee. That's what it is. I'm glitching out on you guys. But I really, really love being here this morning, and I'm feeling great. I hope you're feeling great. Hansford is facing 2 counts of official misconduct, second degree. He received a criminal summons this week. He's required to appear in court November 13th, 2025. That's coming right up. Major Jason Logsdon with LMDC said that Handsome Hansford has been placed on unpaid administrative leave since July, where there has been an ongoing investigation this whole time. Okay. All right. We hope Handsome Hansford gets what he's got coming. Like a paper bag. Just kidding. All right, let's move on with the show. Thanks for being here, folks.
At least 5 different criminal cases, including 4 murders, may be affected by a story the WBZ I-Team broke. The I-Team learned that fired state trooper Michael Proctor dropped his fight to get his job back because of thousands of newly discovered text messages found on his phone, which contained racial slurs and offensive and inappropriate messages. WBZ's Louisa Mueller spent today trying to get answers about where this goes next. She's live for us in Boston tonight. Louisa?
Well, David, Michael Proctor was the lead investigator for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, and we are talking about hundreds of thousands of pieces of cell phone data, some dating back to 2013. So one legal expert told me it is likely that other defense attorneys will try to use that evidence to cast doubt on their own cases.
She's a whack job. See you.
Objection. Former trooper Michael Proctor's own words are the scandal that keeps building in Norfolk County. Ever since a federal investigation revealed that the lead investigator for the Norfolk County DA's office texted derogatory comments about Karen Reed, defense attorneys have been fighting to get that evidence to use in their own criminal cases.
The order allows the Commonwealth to produce some grand jury materials to the defendants in those cases.
Now, the Norfolk County DA's office says it's reviewing the evidence and turning it over. And WBZ has learned it may include thousands more texts from Proctor than were first known. What's in them? Sources tell our I-Team there's racial slurs and offensive and inappropriate language. And defense attorney Phil Tracy says that has big implications for cases both open and closed.
It's discoverable, and then it's up to the judges to decide if the cases should be reopened, retried, or dismissed based on what that information is. So it could affect hundreds of cases.
The revelation about more Proctor texts was enough for the disgraced trooper to drop his appeal to get his job back. It may also play a role in the criminal cases of Brian Walsh, who's accused of murdering and dismembering his wife Anna, Miles King, accused in a 2021 murder in Milton, and 3 other defendants, 2 of whom are charged with murder in a 2022 shooting in Randolph. We asked Governor Healy, should the state get involved?
Does this rise to the level of a state investigation?
No, I'll leave that to others, but I'll say this as governor, just as I said before, what Proctor texted was unacceptable. What's come to light is unacceptable and outrageous, and it's exactly why the colonel of our state police, Colonel Noble, fired him.
Now, in court filings, prosecutors wrote that they're trying to get this new Proctor evidence to defense attorneys by October 24th, but they may need more time. We're live outside the State House. Louisa Moeller, WBZ News.
Sounds like a lot to go through. Louisa, thank you.
You guys know that police departments, they particularly prefer domestic violence knucklehead cops like this goofball with a Betty Crocker hairdo. That's a fact, especially in Wahoo. This former Wahoo officer has been charged for his third domestic violence case. Lincoln, Nebraska, a former officer in Wahoo, accused in 2 domestic violence cases, has been charged in a third case. Court documents filed October 10th show 28-year-old Juan Ramirez Jr. is charged with assault by strangulation or suffocation, 3rd-degree domestic assault, and intimidation by phone. In Pawnee County Court, a Pawnee County Sheriff's Sergeant contacted a 39-year-old woman on October 10th who reported an assault to Nebraska State Patrol investigators during an interview pertaining to a different case. The woman said she was assaulted in her home sometime between December 24th and 25th, documents showed. She reported Ramirez Jr. went through her cell phone that night and became angry about something he'd seen on it. Oh, Ramirez. The argument escalated, and the victim said Ramirez Jr. grabbed her by the throat and pushed her into the bedroom door before hitting her in the face, prosecutors allege. The victim told the sergeant she spoke to a friend about the alleged assault, who then reported it to the authorities. That's kind of that. I was trying to think of what Monica Lewinsky's friend's name was. I can't remember her name. It would have been funny. You know, timing is everything. According to court documents, the victim stated she recanted her statement days after the report due to Ramirez Jr.'s possible retaliation. He looks like a retaliator. She told authorities that Ramirez Jr. had inappropriate videos of her and allegedly intimidated her over the phone into recanting the statement. Oh, little blackmail. A probable cause to arrest Ramirez Jr. was issued on October 10th in Pawnee County. He was arraigned on October 16th and paid $1,000 to be released from jail. Oh, he's watching the Bad Apple Report. Oh, Ramirez. Goofball. He'll be back in court on November 6th at 2 p.m. Ramirez Jr. resigned from his position at the Wahoo Police Department in September after being accused of beating, strangling, and possibly graping 2 women. Oh, goodness. I was in such a good mood. I still am, kinda. You guys are awesome, and thank you for being here. Let's move on with the show.
A family says they have questions after they say one of their own was shot and killed in prison.
This man, 33-year-old Dwayne Tuttlebin, died on October 10th. West 2's Tony Atkins is live at FCC Coleman in Sumter County, where Tuttlebin was serving time. And Tony, his family just wants to know what happened.
Well, it's been 12 days since the incident here at the prison. Right behind me, this family hoping to figure out something soon. 33-year-old Dwayne Tuttlebin of Illinois was shot and killed while inside U.S. Penitentiary Coleman in Sumter County. Loved ones posting on GoFundMe saying they're trying to understand the situation. NBC News reports Tuttlebin was serving 15 years at the federal prison for possession of methamphetamines with intent to distribute. The charges related to a 2020 traffic stop in St. Louis. The Federal Bureau of Prisons, which also shares information on inmates' deaths, has not released information about Tuttlebin. In the meantime, loved ones spoke with NBC News. Dwayne Tuttlebin Sr. says officials informed him his son was shot. He said, quote, "I was distraught. I didn't know if someone stabbed him. I didn't know anything." The prison sent this statement to NBC News saying the facility was placed on enhanced modified operations on October 10th and that wardens may establish controls or implement temporary security measures to ensure the good order and safety of the employees and the individuals in our custody. End quote. Tuttlebin Sr. told NBC News, quote, "When people get into fights in prison, they lose time credit. They don't lose their lives." And I also reached out to the Federal Bureau of Prisons to see if they had a statement about Tuttlebin's death. I did receive an auto reply, and it said that they wouldn't be able to respond due to a lapse in appropriations, which is related to the government shutdown. For now, I'm live in Sumter County tonight. Tony Atkins, West 2.
Folks, if you see a sign outside of a bar that says liquor in the front and poker in the back, it doesn't mean the same thing today. You don't even know if it's a her in the back. This deputy's been fired and charged with assault after a bar attack in Shelby. He might have gotten fooled. Cleveland County, North Carolina. Cleveland County deputy has been fired after charged with attacking a man at a bar in uptown Shelby. Should have just stuck with liquor in the front. Deputy Cole Johns was terminated from his position on Monday following the incident that occurred near the old courthouse square. The victim, Jordan Lynch, see, Jordan's kind of you don't even know, suffered serious injuries, including broken bones under his eyes, a fractured nose, a concussion, and stitches in the mouth. Lynch's parents described the attack as unprovoked, stating that their son didn't fight back. "The officer treated my child worse than an animal," said Drew Lynch, the victim's father. Lynn Lynch, the victim's mother, expressed disbelief over the assault, saying, "You could have killed my son." The Lynches recounted that their son has never met Cole Johns before the incident at the Dragonfly Wine Market. They said there was a discussion between the two. According to Lynn Lynch, her son refused to fight, but after falling to the ground, witnesses reported that Johns repeatedly kicked him. Lynn Lynch mentioned that Johns justified his actions by claiming he was a police officer. That's what they do. You saw that video I put out the other night. That cop, he's going to justify his actions of shooting that guy, that unarmed guy. He's going to say, I was a cop. Johns has been charged with simple assault, but Lynch's mother hopes the charges will be upgraded due to the severity of her son's injuries. I do hope that there's going to be upgraded charges, she said. Despite the incident, Lynn Lynch acknowledged that not all officers are bad, but she wants justice for her son. The victim's family is calling for justice, hoping for a more serious charge against Johns due to the severity of the injuries. And that's the story. Okay. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. Let's move on.
At 5, this Clayton County correctional officer is in jail tonight, accused of trying to bring contraband inside. He is one of many officers arrested so far in this as part of a bigger mission for the sheriff. Atlanta News First, Yasmin Alston is live at the Clayton County Jail tonight. And Yasmin, officials are warning others to not even think about it.
That's right, and Sheriff Lavon Allen and his team are working to gain the trust of the public in this county, and part of that is holding their own accountable. This arrest is just one example of that. So far this year, the Clayton County Sheriff's Office has arrested 18 officers and 6 contractual workers for contraband-related crimes. On Wednesday, Maurice Sanders was arrested and booked into the jail he worked at. Sanders is accused of violating the terms of his oath as a correctional officer. Captain Jason Bennett says they got a tip he was bringing in contraband. Court documents say Sanders was texting an inmate's girlfriend to coordinate Sanders bringing the inmate prohibited items. According to the records, a plastic bag wrapped in black electrical tape with tobacco inside was found in his county car. Per the documents, Sanders admitted to getting a $10,000 check from the inmate's girlfriend.
Definitely focusing on getting the people who think that they can break the law, who think they're above the law, who think that they can come here and take advantage of the opportunity that they've been given, okay? Because it's dangerous. And not only is it dangerous, but it undermines what the sheriff is trying to do with gaining the trust of the public.
And Captain Bennett says that Sanders is also facing a criminal attempt charge. Live at the Clayton County Jail, Yasmina Alston.
Okay, we're going to call it a show right there. But before we go, I wanted to tell you guys, I made a comment in a live stream the other night, and it had me thinking. I said, everybody's a racist, and it's no big deal. I won't hold it against you. What I really mean is, nobody is really just racist against the color of one's skin, but it is the content of one's character. And when somebody's character is a little askew, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right? And so I don't get offended when people talk about me being a hillbilly, not even slightly. And sometimes, you guys know how I am. I say off-color things and just things right here on the show, and I hope it never offends anybody. But if it does, it's too damn bad. Because you should know that obviously I'm not racist. I have people from all walks of life in my life. It's true. I really do. And they all like me and I like them too. Okay? But you know what? Sometimes when people need a little smackdown, you got to say whatever you're going to say. And if people get offended and, boo, I can't believe that, it's too damn bad. All right? So, you guys know, I really appreciate you, everybody, a lot. I hope to see you again on the next show. And until then, adios.
Good.